Here I am for the last Thursday advice column because I only promised to do this during the month of October, so I know everybody's going to be sad that this is it. But the good news is we made a huge dent in that backlog of letters that we had. As my cousin went through them, she said she found a lot of them were like troll type of letters. We didn't want to be bothered. What's up? So we deleted a lot of them, but we still got on. The others will be appearing. Some of the others will be appearing next week. So welcome to What the Fuck Thursday. Normally the show's only done on Tuesdays, but we're doing it Thursday too through the month of October. And I hope you guys enjoy this little diversion, 2 lives a week. Also, take a look if you're a Reddit user, going over to our new Reddit community called Black and Single. And join up there. I've been putting a lot of advice columns up and some memes and stuff, just trying to get some content up there. Feel free to share your thoughts. Okay, so that's the news of the week. Now, shall we get started? Let's see how many we have today. It's usually been about 16 letters on Thursday. Oh, I see 18. We have 18 today. Okay. This is not, well, I guess it is kind of a red. It's kind of a, I think it said sienna or some brick or some kind of, modifier color on it. But yeah, this is my whole shirt. What I call it when I go, it's a business shirt, right? But it shows hella cleavage. So when I need to get a contract signed and it's a man, and they dirty old man, then I wear this shirt and they instantly saying, "Where do I sign?" It's like, yes, then you sign that check as your deposit. And then we're done here. Thank you. As I lean over and say thank you. Works like a charm. Hey, I know I shouldn't be telling you this, but you got to use what you got. Even when you get old, you still use it. You still use what you got to get what you want. That's just the way it is. So here we go. What the fuck Thursday, October 29th, 2020. Question number 1. This is from a woman, 26 to 29 age group out of Silver Spring, Maryland. She writes, "My boyfriend's mom lives with us. We had the brilliant idea of getting a puppy during the quarantine. It wouldn't be my first time, but it was their first. Everything I said we should do, she went against it until she found it online, and then she said we should be doing everything this way, which was the method I already wanted to use. The puppy's first few nights is recommended that he be taken out every 2 to 3 hours, and I did that. But the mom would meet me outside our bedroom door every time. If I miraculously made it to the backyard without her, she would meet me outside. Now my boyfriend and I work from home and have set up the living room comfortably where the puppy also sleeps. She set up a camera in the living room to watch him sleep overnight." Okay, she doing too much. "She works overnight shifts and isn't always home, but she watches him. One night at 3:30 a.m., he wet his blanket. This is normal because he's only 5 months old. She called my cell phone and the house phone 6 times in total to get me to wake up so that I could change his blanket. Wow. Am I crazy or is she?" She didn't even try to wake her son up, just me. The puppy wet very little. She also watches him throughout the day, and it makes me uncomfortable. She claims she misses the dog and watches him, but it's also where I work where I want to be comfortable. I can't even work in my underwear anymore because I never know when she's watching. I feel like I can never have a private conversation either because the cameras have microphones. I notice the camera moving throughout the day. It's not like the dog is being mistreated. She hasn't spoiled rotten. My boyfriend isn't crazy about the cameras either. It's only for the dog, but in my eyes, the dog is perfectly fine. We are always at home. I know it's a lot, but this is a quarter of what I could tell you. I'm looking for your input or opinion. I'm at a loss, and it has me contemplating moving out because I don't know how much of her shenanigans I can say. Oh, stop being just a week old. You just stupid. You can't go over there and unplug the cameras? Your hands don't work? You can't take that camera and give it to her and say, "Do not be plugging any cameras into the living room," which is a community space where we work. We have private conversations as well as private business conversations that you don't need to hear. So we're not going to do this. You want to watch the puppy, you can watch the puppy when we're not working and not in the room. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to move out and get your own puppy or cat or something so you can have something to play with because this is ridiculous. You living here, but this you stepping over your bounds. So we're not gonna have this. And I would give her that camera back smashed too. That shit would be stepped on and crushed. It would be in like a Ziploc bag. Here you go. Who does that at somebody else's house? But the main thing is, why you want to be working it in your drawers and stuff anyway? Put some fucking clothes on. That's irrelevant. What if something happens? You know, anything can happen. Put on some clothes, at least a top, and some shorts or something. You be sitting around the house, supposed to be working on the clock in your drawers. Have some respect for your employer. That makes no sense. We had some people, I heard some people, okay, my girlfriend who works for the government, for the state, she said they had done some people were telecommuting, and one girl, why she got to be a sister, is they on a Zoom call or whatever Teams meeting, and she is in the bed, got her head wrap on, looking all crazy because she just woke up in her pajamas, leaned to the side like this at the meeting. Face all dirty, shit in her eyes and stuff. Lips ain't what, teeth ain't brushed, got shit going on the corner of her mouth. And she said she was all in the camera looking like that. I was horrified. So, people just get a little bit too comfortable with this work at home concept. Get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, comb your hair, put on a little lipstick or something because you never know when you're going to get a video call. Okay, you can't be sitting around in your drawers and your boss calls you. What you gonna do? Because you're supposed to show your face if you on the clock. You don't just be showing the audio because then you could be somewhere you're not supposed to be trying to get paid. That's not how you do it. You want to remove any suspicions for them about them giving you your money. Okay? Do the shit right. If you're gonna do it right. Okay, you are getting paid for those hours. Put on some fucking clothes and look like a business person. Okay? Jesus Christ. You would think, people would have enough sense to notice. But, there's like a bunch of crazy people in your house. I'm sorry. Because your potential mother-in-law is wacky. Your your boyfriend is crazy for letting her get away with that. You know what you could also do if she like to be calling in the middle of the night and stuff, before you go to sleep, forward your phone to his number. And forward the house phone to his number. So that every time any phone rings, it's going to ring him. And then she won't be doing it because she'll be waking up her son. He'll probably get cussed out. I wouldn't, that would never have went down. She would have had the camera for about 10 minutes. Question number 2. This is a female in the 46 to 55 age group from Exeter, Devon, UK. Yeah, she's spying on them. I know, right? Y'all better be looking around in your bedroom to make sure she don't got no camera in there. But she said she see the camera moving and stuff. See, no. She could put a black cloth over it, or no, I just like the idea of smashing it personally. Okay, so this lady writes, this is my daughter's situation I'm writing about. She dated her ex from the ages of 18 to 23. It ended badly, and those two have not spoken in 4 years. The boy's grandfather and my daughter got on very well. She's a very caring person and probably too polite to have listened to all of his stories, etc. He lived on the route to her bus stop, so she would drop his newspaper, etc., around every morning. She says his family wasn't the most caring and couldn't be bothered with him. Both she and the grandfather have an interest in nature and the environment, and she says they were close, but not overly. She viewed him as her partner's grandfather and nothing more. Well, the guy has since passed, and my daughter was contacted by an attorney to say that he left her a sum of around 15,000 US dollars, but not much to his own family. What do you think I should advise my daughter to do? Why is this even a question? You know why this old man gave your daughter what he had? Because she was the only one who treated him with any decency, courtesy, and respect. Yeah, they might have, put a roof over his head, but I mean, with, his retirement or Social Security, whatever you guys have in the UK, he could have lived in some place with some other old people and probably had more companionship and stuff. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of people do their elders. They don't pay them no mind. They don't really care about them. The old people just wither away till they die after having given their all for their kids. So what I would suggest that you do is explain to your daughter that her kindness, her caring nature, and her compassion, the fact that this guy had someone he could talk to about something he enjoyed, a mutual interest that they shared in nature and all the stuff. He was very attached to her. They had formed a bond. So if he's going to give his money to anybody, it should be to the person that made him feel nice and loved and respected and cared for in his final days, and it was not them. Okay? It was not his own family, and that's why he left her his little money. Okay? And she could save that. She might want to use it for a wedding or her honeymoon or to go back to school or put it as a down payment on a house. I mean, she should do something very nice for herself that she couldn't normally have afforded to do without that money. She should do something like an investment into her future with it. I would recommend buying a house, condo, townhouse, something like that. No, you can't make somebody give it back. If it's in someone's will, they can't make you do anything. That was that. I mean, he was perfectly cognizant and all of that. He was just older, but there was nothing wrong with him mentally. He made that decision, and his decision will be honored. Thanks, Lakeisha. That's they can't make you do anything like that when it's a legal will. So now if the person's kind of mental, like talking to themselves or something like that, well, then they might have an argument. But in this case, there's none. No. Let's move on to question number 3. This one is from a young woman in the 21 to 25 age group out of Fremont. Oh, that's right here, Fremont, California, down the road down there. She said, I'm in a relationship for the past 4 months, and this guy that I met is great. One thing that turns me off about him, though, is that he tries to get a lot of girls' attention when I'm around him or out with him. I told him how I feel before, and he says that I'm overreacting and that he didn't mean anything by it. Ever since our relationship started, he's been constantly Snapchatting with this one girl every day. I didn't think anything of it because he has friends, but he would be talking to her on Instagram too. I asked him twice what his relationship was with her, and he replied that it's his friend's friend. Every time I'm at his house, he's Snapchatting with her or constantly replying to her private stories, sending videos, and even voice notes. I just feel like I'm being pushed to the side a bit. I just want to know if this is a sign of him liking her or what. Duh. And she like him right back. So it's his friend's friend. That's not his friend's girlfriend. So what you have to understand, and here we go again, I'm going to say the same thing I've said at least 50 bazillion times. If a man's not giving you the relationship that you want, you get rid of him. It's that simple. There's no ifs, ands, buts, explanations, excuses, nothing. There's nothing else that you need to be concerned about. There's no buts. There's no ands. There's like what abouts. There's none of that. It's not the relationship that you want. It's causing you angst and worry and concern. That's not the relationship that you want. You want a man who's going to be Snapchatting and Instagramming with you, not with some other broad. So you just ease yourself out of this situation because this is like a triangle. He loves her, she loves him, and you just there. I don't know why you there. But you ought to have, a little bit more pride about yourself, young lady, that you just eliminate yourself rather from this situation. Is just a waste of your time. You're never going to feel like, the center of his attention with this kind of situation going on. Oh, yes, block him too. She could, but I mean, it wouldn't be like, he really did anything mean to her. He's just triangulating. But, when you notice that this kind of stuff is being done, it's on to you up to you to take action. He's happy with the situation. He's got you to screw and her to pay attention to him and for him to pay attention to her and trying to get her to the position where you are. That's what's going on. So if you don't want to, be a part of that nonsense, it's up to you to do something about it because you're the one that's unhappy. So, it's not like he's cussing you out, hitting you, calling you names. He's not doing anything like that. But you notice that you're not really his focus. Okay, you're not his focus. And so why be bothered with him? That's what I mean. So this is the kind of situation that could become where they was, friendly. If they saw each other out, they could have a beer or something, because when they break up, it's not going to be for any like real animosity. It wasn't like he did anything to her. but she just doesn't feel right in the relationship. She doesn't feel honored. She doesn't feel loved. And so it's up to her to take action to change the situation. Okay. So, they going all hard with it. Delete his number, block him, this stuff. You could do that, I suppose, if you want to. But in a situation like this, it's really not necessary. Just tell him that it's not the situation you want to be in, and then you just exit out of it. Question number 4. This is from a female, 26 to 29, out of Washington, D.C. I've been dating a guy for over a year now, and I'm new to dating because of after my breakup with my children's father. I have 2 very small children. I've never dated one since I've had kids. The guy I'm dating doesn't have any children. He's never been married, and he's an older guy in his 40s. Wait a minute, you 26 to 29, and he's in his 40s? He's very nice and respectful to me. We get along great and have a lot of similar interests. However, on 2 occasions, he's called my son names and likes to pick on him to the point my son starts crying. What? What? My son is a very sensitive little fella. He's only 7 and had issues with his dad scaring him a lot when he was younger. He loved this guy I was dating at first, and everything was great. It really makes me mad that he likes to pick on him. We've had talks about this, and now I don't like it. And he stops for a while, but then he starts picking. He just doesn't interact at all with my son then. So he either picks at him or ignores him, both of which are hurtful. This guy is, wow, you, okay, what lady said with me is bop o'clock. Okay, because this dude need to be getting bopped upside the head. Who bullies a 7-year-old boy? Some big old bitch made punk ass motherfucker sitting up there and want to bully a child, a little kid, not even like a teenager who could fight back, but a baby. 7 is like, what's that, 2nd grade? You in your 40s and you bullying a 2nd grader? See, I would talk about his ass so bad, and then he would get the boot. You're not even to talk about my. Wait a minute, let me finish her letter. I'm so heated right now. Okay, he's in a prominent position in the community. I thought he would be more grown up than this. My little girl and him get along great. She loves him, and he loves her. The last name calling episode happened a few nights ago when he called my son a punk. It made my little boy cry, and he told me it hurt his feelings. I almost told him never to come back. That's what you should have done. It always surprises me when this happens because it's such a spur of the moment thing. He apologizes to me for it, but he never apologizes to my son. I want to have another talk with him about it, but not sure if I should waste my time. I know I probably should just let him go, but I want to believe that him and my son can be friends eventually, but also don't want to waste more time or having my son hurt again. You're stupid. Okay, I'm going to just tell you right now. Your job as somebody's mama, your kids are small. Your only job on this fucking planet is to protect those kids. That is what you're supposed to be focused on 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days a week. That's your number one priority. And what are you doing? Worried about some dick. Well, we're going to have a talk about it. You done already had several talks with it about it. Has the motherfucker stopped doing it? No. So it's time to stop talking and take action. If you Okay, your little boy is being emotionally and verbally abused, and you just sitting there letting it happen. You say he already had that situation with his own blood and flesh daddy, and now you gonna let some Johnny come lately miscellaneous motherfuckers from the neighborhood come in there and hurt your son like that over and over and over, and the little boy's telling you this was happening. All you doing is say, well, I'll talk to him about it. We'll talk about it. I don't know if I should just waste my time. We talked about it. He'll stop for a minute, and then he just does it again. All that means is telling you that he's not listening to what you're saying. He's doing what the fuck he wants to do. Get rid of this motherfucker right now before your little boy reports your ass to some social services or something. He's going to be talking to somebody, and they're going to report your ass to social services because that's abuse. And you just let your child suffer. Why you worrying about some 45-year-old motherfucker that's too old for you anyway? You need to cuss him out and then kick him out and tell him to lose your number. Now, ladies, you want to talk about somebody should be blocked in the numbers? This is the person. Okay, you see what I mean? The difference. The other guy's not doing anything. I mean, he's hurt your feelings are hurt because he's not feeling, like number one in his world. But this guy is actually causing harm. This is the kind of person that you block. This is the kind of person you cut off with a quickness. This is the kind of person that you bop upside the head. This is the kind of person you cuss the fuck out. And this is the kind of person that you say, if you come near my door again, I'm going to shoot you. Don't you ever think you're going to do anything to my kid. I mean, my thing, if I even saw somebody doing that to a child, I don't even have to be the kid's mother or any relation to it. I'm going to step to him and say, why are you talking to that little boy like that? What's wrong with you? Grown ass man, you big ass, you want somebody as a punk as you. You so sitting up there, do you go talk to a grown man like that and see how that works for you? You go to try to talk some shit to a little 7-year-old boy? Yeah, big, brave, and bold you are, bitch made motherfucker. Now, see, that's what I would say to him as somebody who didn't even know him. And of course, I would have my stun gun ready because if he reached for me, I'll zap him with them 90,000 volts and just look at him lay down on the ground, twitching around, trying to catch a breath. Well, you shouldn't have tried to touch me. That's what you get. Keep your hands to yourself. You learn that in kindergarten? Trifling piece of shit. You really piss me off with this. Do a better job of mothering your children. This is some bullshit. Question number 5, female, 225 out of Norfolk, Virginia. For a bit of context, I'm a 23-year-old female in a serious relationship with a 42-year-old man. What the fuck with these old men? We've gotten into arguments over his 75-year-old widowed mother moving in with us when we buy a house in the near future. I personally do not want her to move in as she has her own spacious 3-bedroom house. My SO wants to have her move in to take care of potential children we might have as he doesn't trust any caretakers and outsiders. Also, he doesn't want to leave his aging mother alone. He has also mentioned he's open to us living close by her, buying a house for her near us, or buying a large house so we each have more than enough space. But ideally, he wants her living with us. Whenever I disagree with her living with us, he says I don't appreciate his family and he has a good, healthy relationship with his parents, unlike me. He uses my poor relationship with my parents as a reminder that I'm not, quote, appreciative of family. He also brings up how his past serious relationships were okay with the idea of his mom living with them. Well, then where the bitches at now? They in the same place I'm getting ready to be out. My concern here is that because his father passed away, he ceded that parental father role to my significant other so that my partner now assumes the role of caretaker for his mom. I'm worried I won't have space in his life as a wife, and I don't want any potential mother-in-law to live with us for many reasons. Even if she's a saint, we all live in a mansion, etc. On top of that, he wants to bring his mother on future vacations with us and even mentioned his ex invited her on their past trip together since they got along so well. He's back home due to COVID, living rent-free, and has her cooking for him. To be fair, he does support her in every other way. He spends most evenings with her. He told me he hates city dwelling and is the happiest he's been for a long time. When I tried to test him and ask him who he'd take to an isolated island, he said he'd take his mom and his dog. Is he too enmeshed? Am I overreacting? I know he wants his elderly woman around for as long as possible and she's alone now, but I think it's ridiculous for a 40-year-old man to be this attached to his mommy. No, what's ridiculous here is that you are dealing with this bullshit at 23. That's what's ridiculous. You want to ask who has the problem here. It's not him, it's you. It's you. You're stuck on stupid about some man old enough to be your daddy. Okay, what would you be doing at 23 having a baby with somebody who's, how old is he? 42. And then, so you say, you get married to him, you have a baby, you 28 now. This motherfucker is almost 50. So by the time you have the baby goes to high school, the baby graduates from high school, he's going to be in the Social Security zone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get you a man that's no older than 30 years old. That's even a stretch at 23. But, I'll give you that. And drop this loser. He's a mama's boy. And even if something happens to his mother, he's going to be like all wrecked about it and stuff for years. So he still won't be giving you the relationship that you want. And anybody who is this focused on their mother is odd. Okay, because it sounds like she's healthy and moving around, doing everything she needs to do. She over there cooking and cleaning for him and everything, so it's not like she's sick. And then the final point is a house that we're going to buy. Don't be an idiot. You got money to be buying a house. You go buy something that you can afford and live in all by yourself. Get you a 2-bedroom condo, and then you live in it and tell him he's not invited and he can't come and neither can his mother. Don't even tell him where you live. Okay, that's what you do with your money. You don't be buying shit to no motherfucker you ain't married to. How many times do I have to tell you this? It's all over this channel of stories of women who were stupid like that and got used. Their money got taken and they got taken to the cleaners trying to buy something with some stupid ass boyfriend. And here you go, gonna do the same dumb shit they did. It's like, can't people make new mistakes? Why they keep making the same ones over and over and over? Don't women learn from other women's mistakes? Are you just gonna be doomed to do the same stupid shit from now until infinity? What they say, to infinity and beyond. You're gonna be doing the same shit. Okay, let me run this down. He ain't giving you the relationship once you don't argue with him, you don't go through all these changes, this and that. You ain't married. You just say, well, that's not the kind of situation I want, so deuces. That's all. That's it. How hard is that? Okay, you go find a man who wants what you want. Okay, you got a situation where a guy wants to buy a house with you and you ain't married. You say, oh, no, 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 we're not doing that. I'm not commingling my assets with some man I'm not married to. It's bad enough when you're married to him. But I'm definitely not giving you no money and getting myself all entangled legally in contracts and mortgages and shit with some motherfucker who's a Johnny come lately, nothing but a boyfriend. Okay, because boyfriends, they here today, gone tomorrow. How do I know that? Because I've dumped so many of them, and that's how I did it. Well, today I liked you, but guess what? Tomorrow I don't, and so I'm out. Because you did something stupid, you said something stupid, you was shady, shiftless, something bum shit went down, something funky happened, you said something stupid to me. Anything, any reason that makes me feel any kind of angst or emotionally upset or confused, like about where you're coming from, I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm not going to listen to your excuses, your lies, your games, your stories. None of that matters to me. I only care about how I feel. And if I feel, fucked up about it, then you got to go. And that's just all, that's how I run my life. I do not be wasting my time on men. Not 1 second. The second they do something stupid, I'm out. And I don't say goodbye either. I just be done. Out. And people are like, that's wrong. You shouldn't ghost people like that. Kiss my ass. I do what the fuck I want to do. What you need to do is stop thinking that you owe everybody a fucking explanation. They know they fucked over you. Okay? And some of you sitting up there trying to play the victim, you know what you did. You know the motherfucker wasn't into you in the first place, but you was trying to stitch it together and make something out of nothing. And then you get mad when the guy don't want to be bothered, which he never was bothered in the first place. Oh, he ghosted me. I don't know. That's so mean. He should have told me something. And it don't matter what he says is wrong. He's just one person. Why are you gonna worry about what he didn't like? Who's he? Who is that motherfucker? Okay, he ain't the ruler of all the dating opportunities in the world. All he can talk about is what he likes. Okay, he can't do nothing about what some other man likes. So you don't worry about what he likes and what his faults, what you were and all this old stuff. I don't ever want to hear it because I don't care. I don't care what you think about what I said or did or anything. I don't even, like I said, care about what I think. And if I think that you're stupid, that's all that really matters to me. So I'm out. And so you're gone. And that's it. I don't understand all this angst and agony and concern and all this wasted energy and time over men that ain't about shit and they not giving you the kind of commitment, time, energy, and effort that you want in a relationship. You don't work with them. You don't waste time with them. You don't go to marriage counseling with them. You get rid of them and you move on to the next one. Okay? Men are not projects. Relationships aren't doing all this, quote, work. You shouldn't have to work like that for a relationship. It's too much, there's drama. My God. 21 to 25 with that old ass fool. Question number 6, male, 26 to 29, out of South Dakota. Assume that you are in a new relationship with someone and they decided to basically go silent for a few months. Then, after that time passes, they text and ask to reunite. Would you reconsider and take someone back who left you like that? I'm curious if there are any success stories with this type of behavior. Define success. Do you mean does the person stick around for a couple of months so that the person who took them back can get dogged out all over again? If that's what you consider success, then the answer to that is, oh, yeah, that happens a lot. But, you would like to think that you at some point are smart enough to recognize if somebody left you because they didn't want you, and you know that you're the same person that they left, right? Nothing really about you has changed. You were the nice, kind, whatever person you were before. You're still that person. And suddenly, here they are talking about, give me another chance. What you're supposed to say is, you left here with gasoline draws on fire. So as far as I'm concerned, you're toast. You're burnt to a crisp. There's nothing here. There's nothing there that I want. Okay, I'm not into ashes. Ashes of ass. Not into it. So you take your little ashy self on over there somewhere and go bother somebody else. I don't want to be bothered with you. See, this is also another case. If somebody dumps you like that and they just disappear on you like that for months at a time, that person is worth blocking. Like if somebody did me like how I used to do men, I would have blocked them too. I'd have blocked them. And it would have been fine if they blocked me because I wouldn't have called or texted them anyway. So I wouldn't know if they had blocked me. So I really wouldn't care. You see what I mean? But the blocking is to protect you from further victimization. Um, so no, I never take people back. There's no reason to do that. Once you tow your drawers with me, they stay torn. I'm not into mending and patching and doing all that kind of stuff. We're not doing all that. I'd rather put that energy into somebody completely new. I see everybody having a good time in the chat room. That's called Dusty. Yes, it is, Lee. Question number 7. This is from a woman in the 47 to 55 age group from Nashville, Tennessee. My son has just married the daughter-in-law from hell. She controls his every move and puts me down consistently in public. He never defends me and can't see how she is driving a wedge between us. At the wedding, she publicly told the whole congregation that I couldn't be trusted with her marriage certificate. I only took all this garbage from her to not upset my son's big day. Now things have gotten worse, and I realize just what little respect he has for me. I've made a stand and told him he must show respect to me as his mom. She laughed as I said it. That's what I've been trying to slap the fuck out of her. It's breaking my heart, but I've decided not to contact him and hope he gets in touch to tell me he misses me, anything to show that he cares. It's only been days, and I don't know how to cope with the pain. Please give me advice. My heart is breaking. What you got to realize, this is the problem with most mothers when they have a son that's probably her only son. They get too attached to him. It's fine to be attached when they're little kids, little babies. But once they start trying to have a sex life, moms, step the fuck back. Step back and stay in your envelope, because your envelope is not with your son no more. Your son is now in the land of men and dick. He's discovered pussy. So his relationship with you is never going to be the same. You was the number one woman. Now anybody that he's fucking is number one. It's not you no more. Okay, but most mothers have a time struggling with that. You're not the woman that he's fucking, so you're not going to get that treatment. You're supposed to be getting that from your husband, right? See, but a lot of mothers, they're single and they only had a son, is the only man in their life. And so they get overly attached in some weird, twisted way. And so you have situations like this. So when your son takes a wife, you step all the way back. You fall back like you in the army. Okay? You don't need to say nothing to him. If he invites you over, then you go. He invites you for dinner, you show up. He says, "Hi, Mom." "Hey, baby." Do you call him? Nope. Do you try to get an invitation over there to visit him? Nope. Do you invite him over to your house? Nope. Because he might bring that bitch. So, no, you don't do that. You just live your life. That's how you guys to do. And it becomes most women really seem to struggle with this issue. So, now what's supposed to happen? Now, you was at the church, and she gonna say all this shit. You supposed to say something back to her. You don't just let her get away with that. And talking about, well, I didn't say anything because of his special day. Did she give a fuck about his special day? Talking about his mother like that? See, that's what I don't understand. Why you give people who are bitches more consideration than they show you. I don't play that. You, as they used to say in the 90s, drew first blood, so I'ma follow up. You're not going to get away with talking to me like that. A little bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. And yes, I would say that in church because you already know how I feel about church. To me, it's just about as important as an office building. I don't give a fuck. So it's like, you going to sit up there talking shit. Bitch, I will drop kick you right in this fucking church. I don't give a fuck about that. You don't be talking to me like that. I'll slap the fuck out of you. How about that? I don't give a fuck you married to my son. You better watch your goddamn mouth. Okay, then the whole church would be talking. And it would be like the talk of the town. Ask me if I would give a fuck. Because, see, then I'll be looking at my son sideways. You ain't saying nothing to check this hoe. That's your turn. Get in line behind her because I'm going to read you too. You milk toast bitch ass punk motherfucker. I didn't raise you like this. What the fuck is wrong with you? You gonna let some hoe that you just met, that just decided to marry, control you like that? What kind of man are you? I'm so disappointed. I'm disgusted that I have a son like you. That's what I would tell him. Oh, I know me, because I know, I just feel the words just coming up. And somebody says some shit like that to me. I can't trust her with my marriage certificate. Talking shit to me, and then it would go, like that. It's spelled Milque, milk K toast. It's French, I think. But anyway, whatever. It's spelled, it's not spelled regular milk. It's, the French spelling. But you better stop letting your heart break and figure how you gonna cuss this bitch out in Nashville, Tennessee. Whew. And your son too. Question number 8, female. And then when they have a kid and he wants you to babysit, say no. No, because I can't be trusted with the marriage certificate. That means I can't be trusted with your brat ass kid either. I don't want to. I'm not trying to do nothing that's gonna have me involved with your fucked up wife. So you figure it out. Get you a babysitter like every other young couple in the world. I'd be on a cruise some damn where, sending them pictures on my Snapchat. Female 21 to 25, Coventry, West Midlands, UK. I've been in a relationship with, I don't know what all these places are these people are putting here. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 4 years. We've had our share of ups and downs. We both went to the same school. I knew he had a passion for his career, but due to COVID, his pursuit of an ideal career, which I will not disclose, got halted. He was not sacked, but it was suspended and could take an unknown amount of time, maybe 4 to 5 years. What kind of job is that? I started working almost close to 2 years now, and I'm in my mid 20s. He's in his late 20s. We recently started talking about marriage, and he said it would take around 4 or 5 years before we can move forward. I felt hurt and told him that's too long. He made it clear that his passion comes before me. I understand, because he was so close to achieving his dream. He's asking if we should reconsider this relationship because he doesn't want to make me wait, and he knows I want to start a family. I don't know what to say. Am I being too impatient? I told him that he can look for a temporary job and start saving up at that time. He now says maybe he wants to continue studying or pick up a new skill during this period. He says he cannot promise anything now, and he does not want to hold me back. He's honest, yes, but I don't know what to do. I'm feeling a little scared of losing him too. Should I wait? Nope, he's already telling you to go. He's sick of this shit. See, you have to realize when he's in his late 20s, that's a young cat. Okay, he's young, he's still on his grind. Now, if he had been successful, then by 30, he probably would have been, feeling like he's financially stable in his career and stuff, to where he might be okay with making that marriage move. But right now, his whole life is up in the air. There's nothing about him that's stable, nothing about him that's steady, and nothing about him that would make sense for you to try to marry. Okay? That's what he's trying to tell you. And you just focusing on, the marriage part, not on who you would be marrying and his mental and emotional state. The marriage, a man, he's a responsible young guy. So he wants to be in a position where he's not depending on you financially, or just setting you up to be in a struggle love situation. I have to admire him for that. Okay. But and he's being fair to tell you, I'm not going to be ready in at least 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, and maybe never, because it depends on what happens when he's trying to re-outfit himself for a new career. He might not be making the money that he was making in the other career. Might be making more, might be making less. It's unknown, because he hasn't even decided what he's going to do yet. You see what I mean? Dude is just like floundering right now. He cannot carry the weight of all of this that's going on in his life, while he's trying to be a mature adult and get his shit together, worrying about you and your feelings and some wedding that you want to have and all this other stuff. There's too much for him. That's why he's trying to tell you in a very clear and non-hurtful way to go and find your dream, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to give it to you now, in the future, or ever. That's what he's telling you, and you just don't want to get it. So what you do is tell him, you're right. I want you to be free to do what you need to do without worrying about me. I still love you. I respect you very much for how you're handling this situation. You give him a kiss on his cheek, and you throw up the deuces, and you be out. Give that boy whatever space he needs to get his shit together without you bugging the fuck out of him, giving him suggestions and all this stuff to try to work your way around to getting him to give you what you want, which is a wedding. You know? Think about what he's going through right now. And you don't think you recited it, but I don't think you really grasp the depth of the magnitude of his issue. You just not getting it. You either you don't want to get it or you really are that dumb. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them two. So you understand what I'm telling you. Think about it, and then you call him up, go over there, then tell him up, and what you guys gonna do, and you're gonna break up. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. Question number 9. This is a male, 21 to 25, out of Northampton, UK. The girlfriend has left me for 2 weeks twice in over a year and in 1.5 years. She told me that she wanted to be with someone else. After she left me, she took her things, but not all of them, and she went to him. Wow. She broke up with me normally. I accepted the breakup, telling everyone that she left me. But she'll be back in 2 weeks. She'll say she loves me and she wants me again, and that she will never leave again, and that she loves me. Okay, you said that already. What is this mental abuse? Can it be treated? She will end our relationship. I'm terribly worried. And then she comes back. Something about her. She is very impulsive and easily gets angry, screams, breaks things. In anger, she can hurt me very, very verbally and sometimes physically too. She can be amazing, but also the exact opposite. She has mood swings, and once she loves me, once she hates me. Everything is only my fault. Everything I do is bad in her eyes. She sounds like a fool. She is irresponsible. She's still writing other men on Facebook and Instagram. She has been unfaithful several times, but I love her, and I haven't left her yet, even though I wanted to more than once. Sometimes she is unmanageable. I don't know how to help her anymore. I would love to help her. I don't know what to do. And yesterday she was mad at me for some things. Okay, I don't know what he was trying to say there. She said that she loves me and that she is going to come back to me this week and that she will never leave me again. What is this about? Why is she doing this? This is what she's doing it because you let her. She's doing it because she knows that you're desperate and stupid and have very low self-esteem, no confidence, and you just have no boundaries. You have no standards for how people are supposed to treat you. You just a pussy. So let me explain to you how this goes. A woman cannot love a man that she does not respect and admire as a man. I'm not saying you got to beat her ass and act a fool, but I'm trying to say is when somebody leaves you and then tries to come back, you're supposed to say no. Nope, not doing that. You made your bed, go sleep in it. Bye. Okay, then you block her. This will be another one who gets blocked. But she's not crazy. She's acting up because she can. If somebody that somebody's not gonna do nothing, no matter how you cut up and act stupid, well then you know that you can cut up and act stupid with impunity just because it's Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. You just do what you want to do. Yeah, I mean he's got like victim written all on his forehead, dude. You cannot be this weak about a woman. Okay. It's the one with the mental disorder is you. It's not her. She just doing what she want to do, fucking who she want to fuck, and just doing all and looking for other men to fuck right in your face on social media while she called herself in a relationship with you, and you just sitting there. Oh, what is this? Is this mental? Oh, I don't. She has a mental problem. Yeah, it's just disturbing to me to see a young man uh this lost, this confused about what he's supposed to be doing. I don't know. If I was a dude, she would have got smooth cussed out. You hoe? Listen up there talking to other men. Get the fuck out. Trifling two-bit piece of shit. I'm not trying to be bothered with you. One thing I refuse to deal with is some hoe ass bitch. Get out. Get the fuck out. Now that's all you had to say to her, and she would have loved you forever. But alas, you didn't. Uh, Question number 10. What did I say we had? How many? 18. Oh my God. This is only what? Number 10. Yes, this po child. Yes, milk toast. There you go. That's how you spell it with the Q. Okay, that's been one of my favorite words actually since I was about 10 or 12. I've read it in a book, and after that, I used to call everybody milk toast. But it kind of fell out of favor, but now I'm bringing it back because it applies to these people. Okay, question 10. This is from a young woman in the 26 to 29 age group from Durham, North Carolina, finally back in the U.S. I met this guy a week ago on online dating. We felt an instant connection, and we texted and talked on the phone every day until last Thursday when we finally met in person. He picked me up from where I live and we had lunch together. Then he took me back home. It was really nice. I felt attracted to him and excited about seeing him again. But then he didn't text the next hours. Hours? He sent me a text later that evening saying his daughter had flu symptoms and he was extremely worried and that he was going to the hospital to be tested for COVID. I sent him positive energy as he sounded like he was really worried. The next day, he used to always send me good morning texts, but there was nothing. I sent him a message saying good morning and asking how his daughter was. He replied saying he still doesn't know. He is waiting as his daughter was with her mom. He also said he was very busy working. I responded, okay, hope all goes well, and haven't heard from him since. Also, he didn't read that last message. Now I don't know what to do or think. If there wasn't that situation with his daughter, I would think, okay, he's not into me and I would move on. But because of that situation, I don't know what's going on. Also, I don't want to chase him, sending messages if he's not into me. So I don't know what to do now. Should I message him again, asking how things are, or ask if he doesn't want to continue talking to me because he's not into me? Or should I just say nothing and send no text at all? I'm really confused. Do you have any advice for me? Yes, I sure do. He tapped that ass. Well, maybe he didn't tap that ass, but whatever he did, he got enough of you. Okay, because see, the thing about, the texting and the talking on the phone and everything, and that's fine because, people have pictures and whatever, but whatever happened when you guys was together in person, it's a no for him. So I don't know if you said or did anything that he didn't like, or you dressed funny. Did you know what happened here? Did you say something inappropriate? Was he looking for something he could tell that you wasn't going to give it to him? I mean, whatever is the thing, it doesn't necessarily mean that you did anything wrong, but it just means that whatever was his agenda, you're not going to meet it, and he knows that. So he accepts that, and he's out. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily feel, that you're being rejected because you're wrong. I mean, he could see, oh no, she's too good, she's too nice, and I'm just out here trying to fuck around. I'm not really trying to be in a serious relationship. And he could tell that that's what he would be if he stuck around with you, he would feel emotionally vulnerable. He's just not trying to be like that. Men get scared too, just like women do. But whatever is this thing, I'm just giving you all kinds of possibilities. These are all things I've heard from men before. This doesn't matter which one it is. He's throwing up the daughter. This is like a typical roadblock. Either it's work, it's a or aging parent, it's their children, it's something. There's some kind of block that they put in place that puts you at a distance from his life and from his emotional state. You're there, and whatever they use as the boundary, as the block, is something you can't really argue with. I mean, like, how you gonna tell a man you lying about your child? You don't. You said you probably don't even have a daughter. Okay, you might think that, but that doesn't mean it's true. But it's just so all this kind of stuff. Whether even if the kid was sick like that, that wouldn't be a reason for him not to talk to you. What's he gonna do? Run the test himself? Is he a doctor? You take the test, just like everybody says, stick that shit up your nose, and then you got to wait 24 hours to get the test results. There would be no reason for him not to talk to you. So I suggest you listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to understand. You guys met. He was all gung ho with the pursuit, but then you guys met and everything changed. That's when you go into your phone and you do that block thing, you activate the block feature, and then you go on with your life. That's what you do. Okay? It's not like he's your man. You putting too much on it. You had one fucking date. and a few texts and phone calls. And you doing acting like you committed to his ass and all this old shit. Just call him back and tell him I hope your daughter dies and you too. What you want from me? I don't like men like that. Question number 11. Female 36 to 39 out of New Orleans. Hi, Deb. I'm 39 and just gave birth to a baby girl. She is my only child. Having said that, I want to get my tubes tied for two major reasons. Number one, even though I love my daughter and I like being a mom, pregnancy was some bullshit. I had severe vomiting, lost weight, preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, anemia, and I had to get several infusions after delivery. Girl, I grew up poor, and I want her to experience the things I never did, like having a stay-at-home mom, private school, traveling, and a college fund. I can achieve this with one child, but not with multiple children. Ooh, I love you. This is some smart thinking. I love it. I wish more women would think like this. I've been getting pushback about getting my tubes tied by my doctors, my family, and my friends. They say that I may change my mind. I should have her a sibling. Should try for a boy. She's going to be lonely and resent me, etc. Maybe so, but the physical and emotional trauma isn't worth me trying again. The only people that support my decision is my husband and my mother. They were my caretakers throughout all of this. My husband said that while he wouldn't mind having another child, he never wants to see me go through that again, and my health is more important than having another baby. My mom agrees, yes, because these are the two people who love you, and they don't want nothing to happen to you. All this shit that you had here, that could have took you on up out of here. Needing blood infusions and stuff? That's serious. You know, a lot of women still die in childbirth. Remember what happened to Serena Williams? And think of all the money that she has, fame and fortune, been all over the world, and almost died. They don't be paying attention to these mothers. Yeah, but still, you know, they don't want to do it because she only had one kid. I wanted your advice and perspective because you are the mom of one child. Thanks a lot. Oh yeah, girl. Let me tell you how you do this. You call around and you find a doctor that will do it. Do you know how many that there are? How they have to be in New Orleans and surrounding, cities? If you have to go into Houston, jump on a little plane or drive there or, whatever's close by, another big city, whichever way you're going to go. You go there and you get what you need to do, make a weekend of it. And then you go back home with your shit done. Just because this one doctor said no, you know how many death doctors there are in the United States? You don't let that stop you. You just say, okay. And then you go keep calling around until you find one who will do it, especially when you tell them this medical history. I suggest you look for a female doctor because they are more reasonable and they understand this kind of shit, whereas men who had not have any uterus and never had preeclampsia or pre-gestational diabetes or had, stitches or vomited from being pregnant or any of these things, anemia, all this stuff, they don't have those problems, so they can't even relate. To them, it's just something that they read in a textbook. Find you a female doctor that has had some kids and that has had patients that have suffered the way that you did and almost died, and you go to that doctor and you handle your business. That's what you do. There's no way. I know your husband was scared shitless. Your mother too. Because you too young. They've been like trying to bury you and you're not even 40 years old. I could imagine your mother just absolute terror at that possibility. So please do what I'm saying. You can use the internet. You don't have to make a phone call. You go to these websites and stuff. The doctors all have websites. And you send them emails and say, outline what happened here and say it is mandatory that I get my tubes tied so that I do not have another pregnancy. I don't know if I would survive. And be very blunt with them, okay? And you and your rest of your family, that they're trying to sacrifice your life and health just so you could be a fucking breeding bunny rabbit. You're very nice because I would have cussed them out. And they want her to have a sibling and try for a boy and all that stuff. Tell them to do it. Question number 12. We got 12 of 18. This is from a female in the 26 to 29 age group out of Long Beach, California. I met this guy on an app, and our first date was last week. It was honestly the best first date of my entire life, and I've been on a lot. I saw him again on Sunday, and we went to his house. I thought it was great. I was there for a couple of hours. We talked, had dinner, watched a movie, and yes, we hooked up. Of course you did. That's why he wanted you at his house. It all felt fine until we finished the hookup, and he said he didn't realize how late it was. And I said, okay. And I got my stuff together. He walked me out, kissed me goodnight, and that was that. He seemed a little annoyed at the time. He's super weird and strict about his sleep schedule. Like, has mentioned it multiple times and told me how he goes to bed at the same time every night. However, I figured he'd ask me to go when he was ready, and it was only about 9:30 when I went home. I had a weird feeling in my gut the whole drive home and the next day. Then that night, I got a text that says something about how picky he is about his sleep and that I might have messed up his schedule the other night and he might have just shut up and tried to keep it to himself all day. Sounded like he was trying to be jokey, but it came off as passive aggressive. I was a little dumbfounded. He told me more than once I could stay as late as I wanted, which I wasn't planning on doing anyways as I worked in the morning, and definitely did not seem like he wanted me to leave when we were cuddling and making out on the couch. No, he didn't. He wanted you to stay long enough till he get his dick wet. That's what he wanted. I said, well, you could have kicked me out if you wanted to go to bed. And he said, yeah, but that would have been mean. So then I just felt sort of dumb, like I overstayed my welcome, missed the signs, and just had no idea he was ready for me to go. I also feel bad. I knew about his sleep schedule, but then again, I figured he would just say when he was ready for me to go. He was weird again this morning. He said he was exhausted, needed to rest the next few days, and mentally was swimming. The weather made him feel off, etc., etc. I said I was sending him virtual hugs, and that was seriously like 9 hours ago. We've never gone this long without talking, but I know he's not dead or anything because he's posted on social media. LOL. Wait a minute. This letter's long as fuck. 26 to 29. How old is he? You don't say. Okay. So now I'm all sorts of confused. It could very well be that he's having an off day and needs to recharge mentally, but I think it's weird for him to be silent for so long. And now there's a part of me wondering if he was just interested in sex. Duh! It didn't seem like it, but I've been wrong before. Or was the sex bad? But I really, really don't think that's the case either. My friend said I should shoot a text and ask how his day was, but I don't even want to do that. I'd rather just wait for him to say something to me. This whole thing is weird. Block, block, activate, block. That's what you need to do. You're going to have me singing opera up in here. Ooh. Anyway, that's what you do. This is nothing. He got what he wanted. And now he's trying to act all special, but when he was telling, I'm gonna just tell you how. What would Deb do? Okay, so first of all, I wouldn't have went to his house on the second date because I already know what that's about. That wouldn't happen. So let's just start there. But then he says that he okay, the next day, what does he say? I might have messed up. It sounded like, I might have messed up his schedule the other night. And he might have just shut up and tried to keep it to himself all day. That's when you are supposed to say, yes, you should have, because right now you sound like a whining little bitch. Every other man in the world is happy he got some pussy, but not you. You want to call and bitch about it because you missed your nappy time. You a little bitch. Get the fuck off my phone. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't know what kind of man you think you are. You just like a piss poor little bitch ass. I can't with you. Get off my phone, lose my number. And then that would have been that. That just would have been that. One thing, you sharing your body with somebody. I mean, obviously you like the dude enough to sleep with him, right? And then this the best he could do? And so he's going to call you and complain because he missed sleep? Because he was fucking. He missed sleep because he was fucking. So do you want to nap and sit on some pussy, motherfucker? Is that what you want? You want a blankie and a bottle too? I mean, what? A lullaby? I mean, you want all of that? You stupid. I got to go. I just cannot. And I know me, because when he would have called me, I would have been looking at my phone. I'd been looking at my phone. Here go my phone. Looking at my phone and thinking like, what? What? And then the flames would have lit me up. And then, of course, they would have had to shoot on over and light him up, too. Child, you was too nice. Too nice. Let us move on to question number 13. We got 18 questions today instead of 16. 18. And this is the last What the Fuck Thursday. But you can show up on Tuesday. Everybody show up on Tuesday because that's our big day when we normally have this column. when we normally do the show. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscription button. I'm trying to make it to 25,000 subscribers. Wouldn't that be great if we could do that by the end of the year? That would be my New Year's celebration, 25,000. I remember when I hit 10,000. Wasn't that long ago? Okay, question number 13. Male, 26 to 29 from Lincoln, Nebraska. I have been in a relationship since July this year. Things are going okay, steady, no major issues. However, internally, I have a lot of questions. I've tried to avoid discussing them with anyone as I felt maybe these feelings would settle, but they haven't, so here I am. My girlfriend says she is a HSP, highly sensitive person. Thank you for the translation, which is an actual thing, not just a description she has placed on herself. However, I feel like I can't even joke with her. For example, she told me a story about how she got scammed for $20 buying a t-shirt on Instagram. The way she told the story was funny and I laughed, but then she got offended that I laughed. Sometimes I can't tell if she's being serious, and so I was confused. Then a week or two after that, she told me that her friend and her friend's boyfriend, the story of how my brother got me a fake Weight Watch for my birthday, and they all laughed at me. She told this story and said that it was me who did that. You would get offended. She was like, yeah, but that's me. Everyone is different. She also says it's good I'm laid back as I diffuse so many mini arguments between us. That is my problem with her. It's not a major deal if we don't get into heated arguments or anything. But even when she's upset, she can be really grumpy, whereas I try and be upbeat. Again, she just says people are different. Another issue I have, which is a bigger one, is that she says she doesn't want to have children. I'm in my late 20s, Deb, and she's in her early 30s. I mean, we have only been dating for 4 months, so it's not like I'm planning to have kids anytime soon. However, if I can, and who knows, maybe I can, I've never tried, I would like kids in the future. Sometimes she seems open to the idea, but sometimes not. Her reason is kids are noisy and she doesn't like noise. I believe in enjoying the present and not worrying too much about the future, but I feel this isn't something you try and convince somebody about. I don't want it to be a big issue in the future. How do you tend to deal with the issues in your relationships? What I really mean is, how do you make your relationship work? I don't. I don't make nothing. See, I feel like this. As an adult, as a person, we have enough trouble, every single one of us, controlling ourselves. Doing what we tell ourselves we're supposed to do, like stop smoking, not drink, clean our room, make the bed, go to the gym, not eat but more, maybe one candy a day, brush our teeth and floss 3 times a day, 2 times a day, whatever. People, we have all these things. We make all these New Year's resolutions. We have all these things, we plans. We going to do all this stuff, right? We don't do half that shit. So if you can't make something work for yourself, please explain to me how you think you're going to have the power and the magnificence to make something work that involves some other person. You can't even control your damn self. But you want to try to get somebody else on board to do what you want them to do? Good luck with that. Okay, so Deb, knowing this since the age of 10, because my parents couldn't make me do nothing short of threatening my life, you can't, make something work. It either works or it don't. Like I said, you start listening to this advice column. The people who have listened to this column for even just the last few months have heard story after story, issue after issue, letter after letter of women doing too much trying to make a relationship work, sacrificing their self-esteem, their time, their energy, their bodies, their money, having babies by knuckleheads, then get left behind, cheated on, lied to, gamed on, fleeced for their money, buying a house and putting stuff up in dude's house and all this stuff, and then dude making them pay rent. All kinds of bullshit just going on in these, quote, relationships where these women are bending over backwards trying to, quote, make it work. Deb, don't do that. You do. I'm telling you, you guys, I just, one fucked up thing. You do one fucked up thing that I feel like is an assault on my intelligence. It's an assault on my self-esteem. It's assault on you trying to assault my confidence. You trying to assault me with some nags or anything like that. You do anything like that. You damage my property. You say something fucked up to my child. You do any of that, we're instantly on the spot done. I'm not going to try to make shit work. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to negotiate. We're not going to have 19 discussions about it. I already told you the deal when we met. And you decided to do it anyway, so that means you already knew it was coming. That means you wanted this to happen. You were just too chicken shit to say so yourself. So you make me be the bad guy, but I don't even care. As long as you the fuck up out of my face, that's all I care about. So, sir, you have this situation where you have somebody that you really just not compatible with. Okay, you confused all the time. You can't even make a fucking joke. You walking on pins and needles around this girl. You need to cut your bitch ass out. You cuss her out a time or two. She's up there talking about the story was funny. Then she got offended that you laugh. You say, bitch, shut up. Shit, you told the story. The shit was a comedy skit, and now you mad because somebody laughed? You ought to recheck your storytelling techniques then. If you want people to take you seriously, don't be saying shit in a humorous way. That's your fault. You just flip it right back on her. And then she's telling him about how your brother got you a fake watch and they all laughed at you. What was that? What was the point of her revealing that? I'm not feeling her at all. It's one thing, you're supposed to tell her some situation like that. It's like, look, let me tell you something. You don't talk about nobody in my family. You don't talk about shit that happened that to me. You want to talk about some shit and gossip and entertain people with stories and shit. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the time you got scammed for $20 on Instagram for a t-shirt. That's it. That's a funny ass story. Let's tell that one so we can all get a good laugh. See, that's the kind of shit I would do. It's like we want to have laughs and shit. Let's talk about you and the dumb shit that you've done. Okay, watch if her bitch ass be laughing so hard then while she trying to laugh at you. Set you up to be the sacrificial lamb. No. Crack that fucking bitch's face. That's what I would do. You know, just sitting up there talking about my brother. Nobody in my family. That's off limits to you. You shut your mouth. Then she's going to be like, she doesn't want to have kids. Okay, now we're into some serious stuff. Admittedly, like you said, you've only been dating 4 months, but you guys are at that age where this is the planning process for the future. Late 20s, early 30s, right? That's when people start usually settling down or thinking about it. And they want to start, get married and start their families before they get too old. There's nothing wrong with this, with your scenario. So what you do is tell her that, you guys aren't compatible, that your goals for your life, so your life is very different. And you see no reason to continue this situation because you want to get married and you want to have children. And she's on the fence and doesn't really know if that's what she wants. So you just, just end it. She's a Karen, damn. So anyway, to answer your final question, that's how I do things. I don't be spending my time trying to make nothing do nothing. It either works because he comes in the gate acting like he has some damn sense and acting right and talking sensibly, or he comes in the door acting stupid, in which case he will be in. It'd be like a revolving door. You know how you go in the revolving door, that kind that spins around like that? And you walk, and then pretty soon you in the inside of the building, and you keep going, and then you back on the outside? That would be dude. You say there's no reason for you to stay on the inside because you trash. And most likely he got trash dick anyway. So anyway, let's move on. Question number 14 of 18 today on our last What the Fuck Thursday for October. This is a young woman, 30 to 36, age group from London. Good day, Deb and the squad. I need some help and hope you can help come through for me. First, you should know that I come from a background of domestic abuse and violence. My parents were continually shouting, fighting, breaking things, and throwing things. My mom screamed all day, every day. There was not one day where she did not scream. Thankfully, she's gone now, but my dad, who was a violent alcoholic person, had affairs. He's now 80 with some other partner. He denies everything, saying that I had an idyllic childhood. Wow, he's a serious narc, but it was a nightmare. My father broke my nose when I was 16. What? I got married, and for a time things improved. Having heard what my parents did to me, it seems that my now ex-husband didn't see any wrong in doing them too. That's why you don't never tell him that kind of stuff. How many times have I told you guys? Keep your mouth shut. You don't need to be telling me about all that stuff that you suffered from in your past. He should have never known that. Why did you tell him that? That's some shit you tell your shrink. You don't tell men in your relationships about your damaged childhood and your past like that. Keep your mouth shut. How many times do I have to say this? It never fucking fails. Oh, this frustrates me to no end. The same shit over and over. Oh, He said he would like to stick a knife through me while I was doing the washing up. He tried to strangle me and throw me out of the window multiple times. See, I guess they can't have guns in London, huh? Neither parent nor my ex husband ever apologized for their behavior and continue to deny everything to outsiders. I'm having psychotherapy now and trying to cope with alcoholism. I am generally sober. I used to drink every day, but seem to fall off the wagon on average once a month. My present partner used to do a lot of drinking drugs, but he's off them now as well. Generally, this partner is much milder than what I have been used to in past relationships, but a couple of incidents over the last couple of days concern me. Okay, you wrote too much. Oh, this is it. Okay, I thought it would run on to the next page. I found a discarded foil protection wrapper. That means a condom wrapper. In his shopping bag the other day. It's not like we currently doing it al fresco. When I questioned him about it, he said he probably used it as a bookmark. I said, well, that's weird. And then a couple of months ago, I discovered a patch of hair on the back of my head, 3 by 3, where the hair was much shorter than the rest, only about 3 or 4 inches long. I have hair past my shoulders. It was a consistent length and looked like it might have been shorn at some point. That means cut. It is covered by the layers of hair above and below when my hair is loose. I now have almost no ponytail. I thought at the time, this looks like it's been cut in my sleep. I didn't want to entertain the thought. I was doing some mending the other day and came across some tufts of my hair in the mending box. I asked the partner where he got it from, and he responded, oh, I don't know. Anyway, how do you know it's your hair? It could have been from a dog. I thought, don't patronize me. My hair is very distinctive. I mean, he does have a bit of an obsession with my hair. He could have asked me for some while I was getting it done. It all seems very weird. He was saying I was using this topic to circumvent more essential issues. To my mind, this sounds like he's lying. We've discussed my getting my place after all the COVID stuff has calmed down. I feel betrayed yet again as I thought I was safe living with him, but evidently not. Okay, some motherfucker who's going like attack you in your sleep and cut your hair is like the most. He knows your hair is long and beautiful. You probably, get a lot of attention because it's long and thick and beautiful, and he is jealous. So this is one of the little passive aggressive bitch ass way to for him to feel better about having done something to you that's that you can't really identify, can't really get on him about. But since you're the only two in the house and you didn't cut your hair, especially in the back. Normally we're gonna cut our own hair. We cut it in the front. Because when I was 7, 6, 7, something like that, I used to have little bangs, right? And I got the brilliant idea that I was going to cut my bangs. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I did that. I grabbed my bangs and I changed the scissors. So they was like at an angle. So I'm all proud of myself. I might have been younger, maybe 5, something like that. But anyway, I cut my hair. I go out to my parents. I'm showing them my new, my styling techniques. And they had a cow. And I had to have, my hair was fucked up like for a long time after that. And so I didn't have no bangs. And after that, when I had bangs, my mother was like, don't you touch it. I beat your little ass. So that was that. You cut your bangs? Yeah, see. I mean, but I already had bangs that was nice, and they came right here. There was no reason for me to touch my bangs, but I just got this brilliant idea. So anyway, I say all that to point out, normally when we cut our hair ourselves, we cut in a place that we can see. You don't do way in the back of your hair where you can't see. And you didn't cut your hair anyway. It sounds like you're very proud of your hair. So he did that. That's a passive aggressive. I don't know what he's trying to do. But my thing is you don't wait for COVID. You can move now. You start finding a place because a lot of places are empty because people have lost their jobs. They moved in with their parents. Rents are less expensive because landlords are desperate to keep their units full. If you're working, you can go someplace and get you a nice place at a much cheaper price than it was last year and move yourself out and away from this man, okay? And don't date anybody for a while till you finish with your therapy sessions because you need a lot of healing. This dude is trying to gaslight you and he's passive aggressive and something else. I don't know what else is wrong with him, but you just leave him alone, okay, for your own safety. He's talking about he's going to run the knife through you and choke you and all this kind of stuff and wants to throw you and stuff and you want to stay there because of COVID. I don't give a fuck if you go to a homeless shelter. You get away from this fool before he kills you. Just like he cut your hair with them scissors, he could have stabbed you with them, okay? You got to get away from him. Question number 15 of 18. This is a young woman in the 26 to 29 age group from Portland, Oregon. I have found it really difficult to talk to my friends about this, but I also know that it isn't good for me either to keep it quiet. Therefore, I have jumped on here for some moral support. I have been seeing this guy for 9 months. It started off as casual and has been a bit up and down. How long is this? It's not okay. Everyone on here told me to walk away from him, but I found it difficult because we got on so well. And when I was with him, I was so happy. It was a long distance relationship. I thought I would just enjoy the summer months with him following being on lockdown for so long. I saw him most weekends and I don't regret any of it. I was so happy and created some loving memories. Although I always knew in the back of my mind it would be short lived and was prepared for that, there was also another part of me that had hoped that things could be different. He visited me at my house and I went to his. He told his parents about me and I met some of his friends. We got on so well and had all the makings of something that could go somewhere. He wasn't dating anyone else and neither was I. Suddenly, he became super busy with work and would be working 15-hour days. He would message just once a day and call every other day. It did feel like we were blossoming, but at a very slow pace. By the ninth month, I felt myself becoming agitated about the lack of spoken commitment, and we had the talk. He said he thought highly of me and spoke about me to his family and friends all the time, but he couldn't commit as he was too busy and didn't know when he was going to relocate, etc. He also said that distance was the problem. It was the end of the line for me, as even though he had an amazing few months, I felt we had come to a crossroads and was confirmed that he couldn't give me what I wanted, commitment. He asked if I wanted him to leave. I didn't, and somehow I found the word yes leave my mouth, and our weekend together was cut short. He sent me a heartfelt text and has called and messaged me since. He's not a bad person, Deb. He's actually very kind, but it just wasn't meant to be. We have messaged every day since, but I haven't replied today as I don't know if it's good for me, as I am hoping he will change his mind. I have prepared myself for this and I'm okay, but still sad. I'm not interested in dating anyone else, and I know he won't for the time being. I'm content with myself the first time in a very long time. I don't feel I can tell everyone about it as I knew I was getting myself in for, but it just feels good to type out my feelings and release them to you. What stops a guy from committing? Was it that he just didn't want to commit to me? He claims not. No matter what he says, see, they always say, well, it's not you, it's me. It's always you. Okay, that's the number one thing men and women both. Everybody single, you hear that line. Always understand it's you. It's you. Now, sometimes it's something about you that they just don't want to tell you, right? A lot of times in a situation like that, they'll ghost you because they don't want to, they want to get away from you, but they're not trying to like tell, read you and all this stuff because, they probably really like you. So they just want to, just kind of disappear and just leave things as they are. In a situation like this, he's giving weak excuses, talking about his 15-hour work days and stuff. But again, what I just say in the last question or a couple questions back, they put up barriers that are insurmountable that you cannot fight against. Their children, their aging parents, work are the typical top three. What you gonna say? How you gonna tell somebody? Well, you shouldn't be going to work and making your money to pay your bills, so you could come and look at me. You shouldn't be spending time with your kids. I want you to come and look at me. Are you old? Their parents ain't old anyway. They gonna die soon anyway, so you can just come over here and look at me. Who's going to say that? Okay, so it's a barrier that they know you don't have no argument against, and they get away with it every time. All right, every single time. So, to me, it doesn't matter what stops the man from committing. No, one of 800 different excuses that we could come up with. The bottom line, they all funnel down to one answer. He did not want to commit to you. Whether it's now or ever, he did not want to commit to you. Okay? Every other excuse they give, work, my divorce, I was so hurt. I'm moving out of the country. I'm doing this, I'm that. My kids don't want me to do it. Oh, my parents, oh, my dog, this and that, my toe. Whatever they say, whatever the reason they give, the bottom line is they don't feel that you are the right person to commit to. And so they don't do it. So that's it. Okay? It's just, that's just all that it is. And, this thing, the surety that he won't be dating somebody for a long time, you don't know that. He could be dating somebody right now, could have been dating you and somebody else. Because it's calling every day kind of shit. He called you one day and heard another day. So each one of you is on an every other day schedule. It's long distance, so you don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like long distance relationships. Long as this is to me is if you more than an hour away, I'm done. It's too far. And that's an hour in traffic, not just an hour at 65, 70 miles an hour. Mm-mm. So let's move on. Question 16. This is a female in the 30 to 36 age group out of St. Paul, Minnesota. I've recently started dating this guy over the past few weeks. We've seen each other about 7 or 8 times. So we're still in the very early stages. He told me from the offset that he strongly dislikes talking on the phone and does not call people if he can help it. This also applies to video calls, voice messages, and FaceTime. So outside of our face to face dates, he communicates with me solely by text via WhatsApp. I've got no issue with text per se, but to me, text messages are the laziest form of communication. They are just words on a screen and don't do a great job of connecting and building chemistry between two people, in my opinion. I like talking on the phone and FaceTiming, etc. Being able to speak to someone is the next best thing to seeing someone, in my opinion. I find communicating solely via text to be a bit odd, to be honest. I can't imagine being in a relationship where I can only text my partner. How old is this? You're 30 to 36, so you know this guy is around the same age group. Um, Do you know anyone else who's had this experience? If so, how did you recommend that they reach a compromise? Was it a case where they had to simply accept that the communication needs wouldn't be met to accommodate the other's preferences? I've never experienced this before, so I'd be interested to see what other people think too. I'm also trying to work out if this is a sign that we're incompatible for a relationship going forward. Thanks, Deb. Oh, absolutely. You want conversation, he just want a text. See, texting to me is very emotionally distant. And it's like you can't hear any voice inflections. There's no emotion in the text. Plus, they're very easy to misread. You know, when people put something in a text and you read it back, I mean, you don't know how they meant it. They could have just been being sarcastic or, trying to be funny, but you reading it and you taking it, at face value. And so now your feelings are hurt and they're like, what? I'm confused. I don't, but texting to me is very juvenile. That's what kids do. Adult men pick up the phone. So, see, for me, I mean, it's not like I'm not a big phone person either. Like I told you, most of the time my phone, I can't even find it. I don't even know where it is. It be in the house with the battery dead and all kind of stuff. And then you have to hunt for it like a fucking bloodhound. But I do have this app on my smartwatch, little thing here, and it has this thing that says "Find My Phone," and it finds it by Bluetooth. But the battery can't be dead, otherwise that doesn't work. But yeah, I use that a lot. Find my phone. But so I mean, I totally get where he's coming from. However, if you're in a relationship, you got to come outside yourself a little bit on that. It's important that you have verbal communication with your new partner. You're trying to get everything still set up and everything. Those early days of talking and sharing stories and, talking about your dreams and wishes and hopes and all that old stuff is an important part of developing yourselves as a couple. If you're missing that and that's only, some vague shit happening on a text, you're never going to get to that point. So once again, we're back to my number one mantra. If a man is not giving you the relationship that you want, you get rid of him. Okay, and this is like you're craving communication and closeness that you're never going to get from this guy because he doesn't want to give it to you. Do you sacrifice it? Hell no. You go get it from somebody else. What's the problem? He don't want to talk. You want to talk, so you get rid of him. Tell him he can go find Helen Keller or somebody that can't see and can't talk. That sounds like a perfect woman for him. Question number 17, female, 21 to 25, Topeka, Kansas. I've known a guy for a year, but we only started getting friendly about 9 months ago through our course. In March, we had been messaging, and he decided to ignore a personal message of mine and another message because he couldn't deal with it, so I blocked him. How you know all that? I finally saw him in June as college reopened as I had to submit my final assignments. He tried to speak to me, but I kept it brief and went home. I could tell he wanted to talk more when we were at school, so I unblocked him and he got in touch about a month later. We met up and went for a few walks and got on really well. The thing is, he is using me, and I need him gone out of my life. I have not seen him in person now for 6 weeks, so that has tailed off. He always contacts me. I don't contact him. He will send me a negative message And then afterwards, he goes onto a online dating website. She put the name, but I'm not going to say it. I'm on the site, but my friends have shown me his active profile. I feel like I'm being used as emotional support as he always dumps his negative baggage on me, expecting sympathy. He never has anything positive to say if something's going well in his life. I need him gone, as I feel he is taking time away from me from finding the right guy. If these women on the dating site are so wonderful, why does he not tell them all his problems? Even his dating profile is negative. I need to cut my losses for the sake of my own mental health. I don't want to waste any more time on him as I did this with previous men I was interested in, and it never ended well, just disrespect from them and wasted time. I am currently on the second year of my course, and he isn't, as he joined another course, so I know I shouldn't be dedicating time and effort into this. I don't know how to set boundaries, Deb. I need to stop people pleasing. Can you please offer me some advice? Yes, it's called the block feature. It's an amazing invention. You know, they used to not have it. Even when AOL first started, anybody could message you and send you stuff on the in your D. Well, they can now call them DMs. They used to call them IMs, and that was an instant messenger. And you know, people from would send you all kinds of weird stuff, and you had no, they didn't have a blocking feature yet. Why? Because they felt like people would be sensible enough to not do stupid stuff. And then they were like, oh, lo and behold, look at all these men acting stupid online because women are here and they can act a fool. Getting on in the chat rooms with kids and being perverse with the children. All kinds of stuff was going on AOL. So they created that block feature. Now, you know, at the time, AOL was the shit. They didn't have Facebook and all that stuff. And after that, MySpace came along and it totally changed the internet. Because people had, that was the first social media site, MySpace. And then after that, you know, people had message boards and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, MySpace, you could upload videos and have music and all. It was different. It was like, you know, unique. It was novel. It was something we had never seen before on the internet. And that was in the late 90s. And then it just kind of went from there. So you see, I've been doing this for a long time. And I'm going to tell you this. His thing, you say all the stuff is negative about him. When he calls you, you know, he calls you with this kind of stuff and you being used as emotional support, all you have to do is say, well, I'm glad that happened to you. Every woman should dog your ass out. You little bitch. You're a bitch. You sit up there whining. What kind of man complains to a woman about another woman? You are a little bitch. I hope every woman that you meet dogs you out. I hope they all stomp your heart and rip it to shreds and hurt every feeling that you ever had. That's what I hope happens to you. I hope that you be so dumbfounded and so fucked up that you end up in a straitjacket. That's what I hope. I hope that you don't never have any energy to go back online and live your life in a hole, down in the dark, smelly, drunk, wasting the rest, just wasting away. No woman ever would pay attention to you then. That's what I hope. Watch that. He will never call you again. He'll never call him again. He would never call you because he would be sitting up there with his face cracked. You think somebody gives a fuck about some bitch hurting you? Little whiny ass punk. If you was any kind of man, you would demand some respect, but you don't do that either. You want to call me and whine and cry on my phone like a little bitch. I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, I'm telling you, you just go for the jugular. I can't stand men complaining. Don't complain to me about nothing. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you going to do about it. Well, then you should have been doing that instead of bitching and complaining to me. I don't want to hear any problems. I have my own. Okay? Especially from a fucking man. We supposed to be as women. Some shit that all you had to do was hang up on a bitch. Block her on the site. Whatever it is, you could have handled that. You did not need to call me and work my nerves about this. I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, what's her number? Let me call her so I'm going to give her some tips on how she can dog you even more. Harder, better, deeper, make it last longer. That's what I want. Stupid ass. I just cannot with these dudes. I'm just like, I ain't never seen men like these. They call themselves men. What the fuck happened to manhood? These guys are like, I'm telling you, no wonder they trying to be trans. They already little bitches. The operations and the hormones is just completing the job. They walk around here with a dick and nuts and are straight bitches, need to be having periods and everything. I just never seen no shit like this. You can't respect them, not as men. I don't know what the fuck they are. They need to invent a third gender Because they confuse motherfuckers. That's what they need to be called. Men, women, confused motherfuckers. And they would all be in that category. I'm just shocked. No, I'm not shocked. I'm probably just more disgusted because, we see it too much. It keeps happening too much. It's just sad. It's just sad. Tracy, you say that every show. This column is crazy. I know this column was crazy. I never said that it wasn't. I always tell people, I warn them in advance. If your feelings are sensitive, you can't do profanity, or you have your sensibilities are all scary and you sensitive to every damn thing, you in the wrong spot. You need to click off of this channel. Don't ever come back. Because what you're going to get here is some real shit. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to talk about all kind of stuff that you will never hear anybody else talk about, and I'm going to talk about it in a very real way. And that's just going to be it. Now, let us finish this. We got that was question 17. Now we're on the last question of this crazy show. And it is from a man in the 30 to 36 age group. He's out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Deb, I have been with this woman for 6 months. Things have been up and down due to things happening in our personal lives from previous relationships. He put a colon, ex-baby mama issues and baby daddy issues. This woman and her child have lived with me for a few months. I thought that our relationship would get stronger, but that has not happened. Yes, we have figured out that our boundaries and how to live together. One major thing it doesn't ever happen, intimacy. Whether that is kissing, hugging, or showing love, she doesn't show it. I brought it up and talked about it a couple of times. She has responded with, that's just how her last relationship was. She didn't even realize. Wait a minute, I lost my place. So she didn't even realize that she was doing this and that she would work on it. Also doing it where she feels comfortable. Oh, yeah, I get that. She needs to be comfortable to be able to open up and show intimacy. Since we have talked, there hasn't been any change, though. I help this woman with everything I can. I am willing to do anything for her and her child, and she knows that. I watch her kid when she's at work. I let her use my car. I'm here trying to be the best guy I can for her, and I get nothing in return. I have strived in past relationships that I feel like myself when I'm getting the love and intimacy given back to me. I love this woman, and I want things to get better. I'm struggling to keep my head up and not think that something is wrong because I'm not receiving this love and intimacy. Any advice is welcome. I just needed someone to hear me and see if there's any advice you could give me that may be helpful. Thank you for your time. Well, I'm going to say something I know you don't want to hear, but 99.99999% of the time this is the case. You, sir, have trash dick. You have trash dick. You probably come too fast. Your dick is too little. Or you have no stroke game. There's something that's wrong in the bedroom. And it's being reflected in her attitude outside of the bedroom to where she don't want you, gassing her up for what she knows is going to be just a mediocre, if not a downright bad time on the mattress. She don't want to kiss you. She don't want to hug you. She don't want to do it with you. She don't want to hold your hand. She don't want nothing that's going to gas her up and get her excited so that you're going to get her in bed and not deliver the D. Now, I know most men don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this. They say it can't be that. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is, because you doing all this nice stuff for her. If you was doing all this nice stuff and you was laying that pipe right, guess what? She would be all over you. She would be all over you, and she'd be grinning from ear to ear. She'd be showing all 92 of her teeth. He's so great. He's so wonderful. I looked up. This guy is the best. He's the bomb in there. That's what she would be saying. But most men can't fuck. Let's just be blunt about it. Most of y'all don't know what the fuck you doing in bed. You don't know shit about a woman's body, and you refuse to read a book. You want to watch popcorn all the time and think that that's real, and that's going to translate into a relationship with a real woman. Not understanding that those movies and those things are designed, those are fantasies. Okay? No, those women are getting paid, and those men too, to create a fantasy that you idiots look at and believe is reality. You can't be pounding on a woman like that. That hurts her body. Okay, plus it's not sensual at all. And some of these dudes be talking about, I beat it up and I tore it up. I did all these comments of violence towards what's supposed to be a sensual, romantic encounter with your woman. Even if you do get into something that's a little freaky and wild and stuff, it's still the undertones are still with caring and concern. You're not doing shit to her just all willy nilly that's gonna hurt her. Okay. So I'm telling you this, fix your dick. Okay. If your dick game was on hit, then and did everything else that you're doing, she would be ready to marry you. Am I lying, you guys? I mean, if somebody has a different opinion, please share because I'm thinking, he's gonna look at it. But I'm convinced that that's the root of the problem here. Because everything else, it sounds like, you're on point. You're taking care of her, you're being loving, you're being supportive, you're doing all this stuff. But I'm telling you, dude, those things, men think that they can get away with some trash dick if they do all these other things. That's not true. She might not leave you, but she's not gonna love you the way that you want her to. She's not gonna want to sleep with you. She's gonna have every excuse in the world why she don't want to do it. Why she gonna be gone? She busy. She tired. She got a headache. She got the kids. This my mama, the dog. Any excuse to avoid being intimate and romantic with you, aka hitting the sheets, because she know it's gonna be over in 45 seconds. What's the fucking point? So if that's you, dude, and your woman is not, being the romantic attached type of person that you want her to be, it's because your dick game is whack. I don't know what else to say. It's truth, right? What you want from me? I strive to tell people what's really going on in the world on this show. I'm not going to gas you up, dude, and just tell you some fake shit. I'm going to tell you, you seem to really like this woman. The way for you to turn this around is for you to learn how to control your dick, learn some new moves, read some books about female sexuality, and figure out how you need to talk to this woman to get her interested in trying to fuck you. And then if you're going to do that, you need to make sure that you deliver the magic. Okay? I don't know what you got to do, but you can't be no instant Johnny and thinking that you're going to keep your woman satisfied and happy to be looking at you. That doesn't happen. You have to be like, honey, I'm telling you, that's why I married that motherfucker, because he could put it down like nobody's business. Some people were saying, well, that their best deed was with somebody that they wasn't in a relationship. Not mine. That's why I married him. That's how he say no. I was struggling. I tried. But that's what I'm saying. You got a man like that. So, even after 7 years together, he traveled a lot for work. And so, he hears park car pull up and stuff, and then, would have to come up the stairs and go down. So he's doing all of that, right? Just the anticipation of seeing him, my heart would start racing after 7 years. Okay, that's the man that was delivering in every way that you can think of. Okay. I would still, short of something really bad happening, I probably would have still been married to him. But, shit happened, and so that was that. But I'm just saying, that's how the difference between a man who's meeting his woman's physical, mental, and emotional needs, she's all over him. If anything, they'd be like, get off of me, I'm tired, leave me alone, I need some sleep. And you're like, baby, come on. And you just all over him. But, dude, you got a woman who you chasing around, and she's kiss on you, look at you, pet on you, stroke on you, kiss on you, all that. You'll be trying to push her away because you just want some time to yourself to play video games or whatever. And like I said, she will be all over you and you'll be like tired all the time. So you ain't tired all the time. That means your dick game ain't on hit. That's what that means. Okay? Especially you got a woman in her 30s and 40s. Yeah, girl, I'm telling you. Just thinking about it, it's like, whew, but that's how he got me. That's how he got me. She's like, I'm not going to ask you no more. And I was like, oh. 'cause I already told him no 2 times. So that would have been the third. So he was like, I'm not going to, after this, I'm not going to propose no more. And then I'm a leave. And I'm not coming back. And I was like, what? Leave? Then I was thinking, wait, what does that mean? You're taking a dick? No. So then he said, okay, so what you want to do? I said, okay, all right. Yeah, let's do that. Because I was scared if I didn't, I was going to be miserable and I would have to go back out there and start looking for some knuckleheads. And I'm telling you, that's exactly, of course, what ended up happening anyway, but whatever, you can't. 'Cause I'm telling you, I was sitting up there all kinds of checked. And, he didn't do nothing. He was just looking at me like, what you going to do? Because he knew. And I was like, no. But that's enough about me and those wretched memories. But dudes, I'm just telling you, that's that's just how it is. So guys really need to stop thinking that sex is only important to them. I could think a lot of women don't really talk to men like this, really openly and honestly and share this kind of stuff with them. They don't hear that. They listen to other men who tell them, yeah, because, bitches this, and you always got to be trying to force them, and they don't never want to do it. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's the kind of thing, if you was treating that woman right and you was putting that pipe down right, she wouldn't be treating you like that. That's your fault. So get your dick game together. Make sure you loving her and treating her right and respecting her. You will be delivering the trifecta. There's no way your relationship would fail, and there's no way in this world that she would ever leave you, cheat on you, nothing. Now, the second you tip out on her, you start lying to her. You be on the internet flirting and sliding into other women's DMs, trying to line up booty with other chicks and doing all kinds of egregious things to hurt her. Then don't say nothing when it doesn't matter if your dick game is on head. Most women will still leave you. Now, there are them dumb ones who get, dick whipped and then they stay anyway until their self-esteem is like in the toilet. But, most of us, we need the whole, we need the trifecta. We need all of it. So you be failing in even one of them 3 areas and we're leaving you. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to get these ladies here to understand. They're worth more than that. They are important, they are valuable, they deserve love, and they deserve respect. They're going to give it, they should get it back. Okay? Any man who can't deliver should not be wasting their time, and they have to understand that and then leave such dudes alone. That's where we're going with this. We're going to be doing a lot of this discussion in February. We do a video a day every February. It's called Debuary, starring moi. And we do a video every day. Please become a subscriber to this channel so you will get notices when the new content goes up. It's full of great guests. We talk about all kinds of topics. The theme this year, next year, for the next February, is going to be self-love. What's missing in a lot of the letters that we get on these advice columns. There's no love the women don't love themselves at all. Okay? But thank you guys for hanging with us in October. We had the 2 advice columns per week. If I get enough letters, in a month or 2, I might do this again. We'll see. But we just had a serious backlog. I don't know. That was just too much. It was just like crazy. But, it's manageable now, so we'll do better. If you want to submit a letter for this advice column, you just scroll down into the show description and you will see a link that says Get Advice. Click that, type your letter out, and press send, and we will consider your letter for an upcoming show. Thank you, everybody who appeared, and thank you for the super chat donation. I always appreciate it when you guys help support the channel. Thank you very, very much. I will see you all real, real soon, perhaps even this weekend. You just never know. Bye-bye.